Hey, Wamburg World Entertainment, and as we know, this year Kathleen Kennedy is supposed to be stepping down as Lucasfilm president. Now, she's not leaving Lucasfilm the way everybody jumped on board going, that's it, she's finally gone. She is just stepping down as president. But now a new rumour is leading to Dave Filoni will take over Star Wars. So I guess the Force truly is female. What a terrible choice, and everybody saw this coming. Everybody pointed and said, look, if she goes, Filoni is obviously going to take over. And he is just as bad as she is. Don't forget, this is the guy who just forces Ahsoka into everything. He is the one who's been backing a lot of these dumbass decisions regarding Star Wars. So, prepare to see Star Wars just become Ahsoka. Don't be surprised if he remakes the original trilogy and instead of Luke Skywalker, it's Ahsoka, because he's obsessed with his little doll, Ahsoka. But let's have a look at the article that talks about this, because this is just rumour at the moment, but at the same time, it's so obvious. It's like the worst kept secret. Who else are they going to get in? Nobody else wants that job. Dave Filoni's biting at the heels of Kathleen Kennedy for it. He's going to get it. And you'll probably still be bending over and answering to her, which is the funny part of it. So it says Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out at Lucasfilm, and Dave Filoni could take the top spot if a major Hollywood news source is to be believed. This song and dance has been sung by the media many times before, but this time there appears to be some validity to the rumour. Now, I wonder how many of the people like Mike Zero and stuff will jump in immediately as soon as Kathleen Kennedy officially does step down and go, see, we were right, we told you she was leaving. It's like, yes, at some stage all their contracts end and they leave. That is what happens in life. So according to Puck's Matthew Baloney, Disney is preparing to officially confirm that Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down as president of Lucasfilm, with Dave Filoni elevated into the top creative role, and Linwin, I think, how the hell do you pronounce that? Is it Linwin? Which is weird. Brian installed as the business side counterweight. Linwin, what the hell kind of name is that? So Baloney writes, in the next week or two, Disney will finally confirm what we've all known for months. Kathleen Kennedy is indeed stepping down as Lucasfilm president, and Dave Filoni, currently the chief creative officer of the Star Wars unit, will be elevated into the top job. Filoni has never really been a traditional executive, so they're giving him a partner in Linwin, Brennan. But he'll be the decider on the creative direction of the franchise in film, television, and other platforms in the galaxy. So basically he's doing the exact same thing he's doing right now. Be under no illusion, that's pretty much what he does right now anyway. But you can already see where they're putting in the BS, where it's like, Disney will finally confirm what we've all known for months, that Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down. You mean when last year Kathleen Kennedy actually announced that in 2026 she was going to step down? So it's not like they're confirming what we've already been confirmed. So that's the part where you're like, oh guys, come on, really? Are we doing this again? So on paper, it looks like a major changing of the guard. In practice, the reality is far more complicated. One crucial detail is already being glossed over. Kennedy has never claimed she's walking away from Lucasfilm entirely, only that she's stepping down from the presidency, which is what I've just said. When similar rumours swirled last year, again from Baloney, Kennedy pushed back forcefully in an interview with Deadline. This is what she said then. The truth is, and I want to just say loud and clear, I'm not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. So that's what she said, and that's where everybody went. She's simply stepping down as the president of Lucasfilm, but she's not walking away from Lucasfilm. So that statement matters, A producer role, especially for someone like Kennedy's institutional power and relationships, still carries significant influence. Stepping aside from the title doesn't automatically mean stepping away from creative sway. In other words, this may be less of a clean exit and more of a reshuffling. There was a time when Filoni was widely hailed as the creative heir to George Lucas. For many fans, the Clone Wars, Rebels, and the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian positioned him as the steward who got Star Wars. Except Rebels was not well received, Clone Wars started off piss poorly, and Mandalorian was more of Jon Favreau than it was Dave Filoni. So that perception has shifted, which, yeah, it has. Filoni's vocal defense and advocacy of The Acolyte, a series that faced intense audience backlash, and the negative reception of Ahsoka and Season 3 of The Mandalorian has dulled that reception. While Andor was created under his tenure as Chief Creative Officer, rumours swirled that showrunner Tony Gilroy was given full creative control, sidestepping Filoni's oversight entirely to work one-on-one with Kennedy. Which is funny because that's the kind of thing that happened with Star Trek Picard Season 3, is that Alex Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman buggered off to do their own things and left Terry Matalas to pretty much have free reign with Season 3. And what happened? Pretty much for all of us who watched it, we actually enjoyed Season 3 of Picard because it felt and looked and was actual Star Trek. And that seems to be kind of the consensus with Andor, was none of these idiots jumped on board and let Tony Gilroy do his own thing, and it gave people something that people actually enjoyed. I didn't personally enjoy Andor, especially the first season. I thought it was incredibly boring. I did like that, like the visuals were good, the world looked lived in. You know, the visuals when it wasn't on volume, because when it was on volume it was terrible. But other than that, the visuals were good, the world looked lived in, which I appreciated. The acting was great, and Skarsgård was the standout, but it's just the story and the pacing and stuff was boring, and yeah, some of that was just like, ugh. So while some still view Filoni as a stabilizing force, others now question whether he represents meaningful change or simply continuing with the current creative direction. That context matters when elevating Disney's decision to place Filoni at the top of the creative hierarchy. So Filoni first flaunted the idea of Kennedy's immediate exit in February of last year, and the entertainment trades press moved quickly to shut it down. And it just kind of goes on and on. We know all of this stuff. It just kind of goes on about all the rumours and all that stuff. Basically, nothing is going to change. Regardless if Kennedy steps down, if Filoni moves up, or what happens, nothing is going to change. The only way anything would change with Disney Star Wars, and let's make that clear, it's Disney Star Wars, is you would have to clean everybody out. Every single person that's worked on this crap under the Disney banner would have to go. Your Dave Filoni's would have to go. Kathleen Kennedy would have to go. Your Pablo Hidalgo will have to go. All these morons would have to go. That's not going to happen. That is absolutely not going to happen. But don't expect him to come in and all of a sudden all these projects get picked up and are actually going to happen, because he's still part of the creative teams who was a part of the announcing of all these things like the Rey movie and all of that crap. And guess what? None of it's happened. He was a part of the group and team that announced, oh yes, Rian Johnson's going to have a trilogy, and that Dan and Dave of Game of Thrones are going to have a trilogy, and Taika Waititi's going to have a movie, and Feige's going to have a movie, blah, 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 and it all fell apart. So don't expect anything new. Don't expect movies all of a sudden to start pumping out because he's in charge. Nothing is going to change. And by the time Grogu and The Mandalorian come out, and will probably fail at the box office, and then The Last Starfighter, or whatever the hell it's called, comes out, and that'll probably fail, because if Grogu and Mando and whatever comes out and fails, that means there's absolutely definitely no interest in Star Wars. And I don't think a different movie with brand new characters and stuff is going to shift the needle. But time will tell. We'll wait and see. But the worst kept secret that isn't a secret, because Kathleen Kennedy announced it herself, is she's stepping down as president. Not away from Lucasfilm, just as president. And the rumour is now Filoni will take over. Colour me surprised. So what do you guys think about all this? Do you think things will change? Do you think it is still just rumours? Or do you think she won't even move? Let us know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, hit the hype button and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.